The following post is from r/I2P on Reddit. New I2P out proxy service. Exit point StormyCloud.I2P beta by Reddit user u/StormyCloud org. About us. StormyCloud Incorporated is a 501(c)(3) non-profit organization based in Texas. The organization's mission is to provide privacy-based tools to allow everyone access to an unfiltered and unregulated internet. We believe that unfettered access to the internet is a fundamental universal human right. Currently we are running 100 Tor exit nodes and 100 I2P routers and look forward to supporting more privacy-based projects. I2P is a self-contained peer-to-peer, P2P, anonymous network. Unlike Tor, which has built-in methods to access the internet, I2P does not. I2P users rely on out proxies, volunteer run, to access the internet, ClearNet. Today there are only a handful of proxies, and we hope to fill in that gap. Some features of exit point StormyCloud.I2P are as follows. High performance zero logging. After public beta period. Supports Tor. Onion links uses internal StormyCloud.org DNS servers multi-homed for redundancy. After public beta period. To use the out proxy, please follow these instructions. Add the following to your address book. Link your I2P router console page and navigate to your tunnel manager and open your HTTP proxy configuration. Under the out proxies and SSL out proxies section and the tunnel manager hidden services manager, specify exit point StormyCloud.I2P Purokishi.I2P exit point StormyCloud.I2P unfiltered internet access Purokishi.I2P another high performance out proxy service. By default it blocks advertising domains, pornography and trackers. Browse the internet and enjoy links. StormyCloud.org I2P website, link. ClearNet website, link. We did not run into any roadblocks to getting our 501(c)(3). Prior to submitting the application, we made sure to have organization bylaws, conflict of interest policy, and state non-profit approval. Right now our plan is to continue supporting open source privacy-based projects. Next year we are looking at expanding our services by offering free VPN and DNS solutions for anyone in need. Nice. Quick question about the I2P nodes you'll run. Did you set up the corresponding families so that traffic doesn't only pass through all of your servers on a given circuit? And just out of curiosity, what's used to provide the nodes for I2P? Hope I don't seem like an asshole, just wanna provide valuable information and wanted to ask basic questions because I'm interested. Thanks Alet for providing this. It really helps. Edit. NVM already found the answer to my last question on your site together with an unfortunate misspelling. All of our Tor exit nodes run I2PD. I think someone did an oopsie. Thought I point that out. Thanks again. Did you set up the corresponding families so that traffic doesn't only pass through all of your servers on a given circuit? All of our I2P router do have the family tag set. And just out of curiosity, what's used to provide the nodes for I2P? Our Tor exit nodes run I2PD. Happy to help the community and look forward to answer any other questions that may come up. What a lovely thing to do. Thank you very much. We are happy to help the I2P community. How safe is it to use out proxies in I2P? I've read it a bunch of times that I2P was not designed to have out proxies. Is it easy to de-anonymize users that use out proxies to access the ClearNet? Is it just as anonym as using I2P to only access EAP sites? It's not designed in the sense that it's not nearly as optimized as Tor is. But as far as anonymity, it should be fine, just like browsing I2P EAP sites. The problem with an out proxy in terms of anonymity is that a direct encrypted connection cannot be, practically, established between the client and the EAP site. What an out proxy has to do is receive an HTTPS request from the client, receive it as plain text or decrypt it, and forward that data to the EAP site through its own I2P encrypted connection. What that means is that no matter what, there's a point in between where something gets decrypted before it arrives to its intended destination. It means that the client has to trust the out proxy to not keep logs, sell passwords, etc. It is possible for an HTTPS TLS connection to be forwarded, so that a connection is truly encrypted all the way through, but there's all sorts of problems involved in getting that to work. The EAP site would need to provide a certificate that is signed by a certificate authority and is issued for the domain the client is interacting with, the out proxy. Not only do most EAP sites and onion sites not provide TLS encryption or a certificate in the first place, but one would have to be able to serve a certificate specifically for the out proxy domain. A random person can't just get a valid certificate for a domain they don't own. Good luck getting EAP site owners to do that, or figure out how to get their server software to do it correctly. It would create anonymity problems for the EAP site owner, because now they would have to identify themselves to a registrar in order to own a domain, and they would need to be, likely, identified when they get a certificate signed. The anonymity problem merely gets passed on from the client to the EAP site, which brings me to self-signed certificates. An EAP site owner can sign their own certificate for a domain they don't actually own on the ClearNet. The problem here is that web browsers do not like self-signed certificates. Users will receive a scary warning page that will discouraging them to the actual web page using a self-signed certificate. Some users will be smart enough to ignore or bypass said warning, but the vast majority of users will likely be scared away. This has been my experience in writing an I2P out proxy from scratch. It is currently not in service, but what I just talked about is something I worked really hard at solving and failed to do so. Unless StormyCloud figured out some way around the issue, then it almost certainly needs to write data it receives to memory in plain text. I'm not saying that out proxies aren't useful or a good thing. However, I would try to avoid logging into EAP sites through them, and I would never do things like cryptocurrency banking through one. At most I would sign in to participate in low stakes EAP sites and use an original random password. This is really great. Thank you. Have you considered providing a lock-in at exit node as well? It is in our to-do list right now. We are focused on making the best and safest out proxy for I2P. Hello, can you also set up a resid server? Thank you. It is on the to-do list. Once we flush out any bugs with the out proxy, we will deploy a resid server. Awesome. Thanks for sharing.